And the Baltimore Ravens just shocked the entire NFL world this Friday when they traded 2 first-round draft picks for star pass rusher MAXX CROSBY. Now, we're going to get into the specifics of this, but make sure you hit that like button and sub up for more content. Roll the intro. Hey, we out here. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my God. We going crazy. Get off of him. Run. Run. That's good. Oh, yeah, Heap. Yeah, Heap. Get out of there, Heap. Come on now. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the team, Todd. And we're back. So I was just on stream playing a little bit of Madden when somebody came into my live stream, my comment section, and told me that the Ravens just traded for MAXX CROSBY. Now, at first, I clearly thought that they were trolling. I was like, no way, bro. And they're like, nah, really, go look it up. I looked it up at first, didn't see it. And then I'm like, no, you're trolling. Then he said, go look at Adam Schefter's tweet. And then I saw it. I'm like, okay, this really happened. So off the rip, I'm one of the people that wanted us to get a wide receiver to be like the splash player, like either Justin Jefferson or AJ Brown, which is still possible depending on the situations. But yeah, you know, I like MAXX CROSBY. He's a very good talent. Recently he's had some injuries, but he's still a very good talent, and it fulfills something that we haven't had in a while, which is some great pass rush. Now, the problem for me comes when we talk about the compensation. We gave up 2 first-round picks for MAXX CROSBY. And that's just too much in my opinion. Like, I feel like if it was another team, like if we were the Rams or the Eagles, they probably would have been able to poach MAXX CROSBY for at the most just 1 first-rounder, but maybe even a second or third-rounder. Because I see these other teams around the league make these trades to acquire star players, and they rarely give up 2 first-round draft picks, especially for somebody who's recently injured and things of that nature. So I don't like the trade at all. I'm trying to keep it. Like, I don't like the compensation for the trade. I like the talent. I don't like the compensation for the trade. But I'm trying to keep some patience, maintain patience, and see where Eric DeCosta's going with this. Where I'm thinking about this off the top of my head, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's swinging for the fences. Like, obviously, in my opinion, this is terrible negotiation tactics, like giving up 2 first-round draft picks, like that we could have obviously used. In my mind, our first-round draft pick, our 14th pick, was going to go towards more than likely a guard or a tackle that could play guard to fulfill a much more needed position, which is on the O-line. Both of our guard positions have been horrendous for the last couple of years, and we've been needing to upgrade these positions. So that's what I was thinking we was going to do. But obviously, that's not what we did. Again, love MAXX CROSBY. He's a great player. High motor, high energy, makes plays. One, I wanted a wide receiver. Two, the two first-rounders is insane. On the bright side, we do have 9 draft picks. And in my opinion, Eric DeCosta doesn't need 9 draft picks, especially when you take into account the fact that he consistently has 10 to 11, sometimes more draft picks every year. Tim was good, bro. And most of the times he doesn't hit on these draft picks, if we're being honest. Like, he's had some good draft picks, obviously, within the first, 2-3 rounds. But if we're talking about 10, 11 draft picks, and now 9, a lot of these draft picks don't pan out. And a good number of them don't even see the field. So for years, what I've been wanting Eric DeCosta to do is to be this aggressive when it comes to packaging these picks up and moving closer in the draft so that you have a more surefire chance to get the guys that you actually want in positions of need. versus just letting them fall to us in the draft, because that honestly hasn't been too fruitful for us, regardless of what you may think. In my opinion, it just hasn't been very fruitful for us. Now, again, it's like a bittersweet feeling for me because I do like MAXX Crosby. This does fulfill a need. We do need extra pass rush. And I do think that MAXX Crosby will perform very well for us. 2 first rounders is insane to me. 2 first rounders is insane to me. Like, that's something that I would think that we have to give up to get like Justin Jefferson, but probably not even that much to get Justin Jefferson. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Hopefully we can still make a big move at wide receiver. There's still free agents out there that could fulfill a good role, either be a 1 or a 1A, 1B to Zay Flowers to give some help to Lamar and the rest of the passing core, receiving core. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of stunned right now, honestly. If you in here, bro, make sure that you comment in the chat of what you think about this trade. I'm setting up a poll right now. The poll is live. Vote in the poll. Is this a good trade? Yes or no? Simple. Good trade, yes or no? I'm putting in the other chat. We're going to see what y'all think at the end of this. Shout out to Tim in the chat. He says, hopefully EDC be aggressive in the draft and in free agency. I like the trade, and we needed that. Yeah, and I agree. Hopefully he is this aggressive in free agency. As a lot of us know who's been paying attention, EDC is pretty much on the hot seat. If the team underperforms again this year, Steve Bisciotti has let it be known in the pressure they had not too long ago that Eric DeCosta might be next to go. So now this move may just well be a move of desperation. Like, it's a great talent, but the compensation is just like, bro, I can't see anybody else who would have given up this much. I could see other teams getting it done for significantly less. And I also agree with that. We need to fix the O-line. Even if we just get 2 veteran guards in free agency, that will be a big plus, a big plus over what we had last year with Voorhees and Falele. But honestly, if we don't get Linderbaum signed, then that's another problem. Because if he can't sturdy up that O-line and we end up losing our best O-lineman, but then getting 2 veteran guards or a veteran guard and a young guard, it's still most likely will be better than last year, but we need to make sure that this O-line is as good as it could possibly be for this year coming up, because honestly, throughout Lamar's entire career, the O-line has been subpar. They've looked better than they have actually performed at times, mainly because of Lamar's ability to evade pressure and get out the pocket and make plays happen. But a lot of times, especially if you're watching the games live, right after he hikes the ball, there's pressure in his face. And it's just insane. Like, and if you watch the film too, there's times where literally they have no idea. The O-linemen have no idea who they're supposed to guard. Now, I think that being that it was the whole O-line and a lot of miscommunication with assignments, it may well be coaching issues and might have, you know what I'm saying? So that might be something that's better this year with a new regime coaching the O-line. But the same thing also applies to the defense. I think that our defense wasn't as bad as they looked last season, but with the inexperienced coaching that they had and the confusion that there was on field and with what they had to do, you know, I feel like this year under Jesse Minter and Anthony Weaver, the defense with just who we already have, who already had last year, we're going to be better regardless. Now, obviously, this helps. Shout out to Duck Boy. Appreciate you pulling up. He says, Baltimore is booming outside. Y'all out there celebrating, bro? Well, yeah. I still hope that we're able to get a wide receiver, a reliable wide receiver. I don't know how likely it is that we still get an A.J. Brown. Yeah, I have faith in Minter. Weaver, too. They both had success in the league, and that's huge versus Zachary Orr, who didn't have any success in the league. So I feel like we're going to be good on defense. But we got to shore up that O-line. Number one priority now should be that O-line. And I still have hopes that we could put another reliable receiver on the side of Zay Flowers. Yeah, Zay is good. I like Zay. But it's a problem when he's the only one on offense getting open, especially when we don't have a pass rush. We need somebody else on the side of him. Like a lot of QBs, a lot of top QBs or even mid-tier quarterbacks have either one certified wide receiver one and then somebody close behind that's reliable for production behind them, especially with the attention that the wide receiver one gets. But with what we have here, Bateman hasn't produced last season. He had a great season the year before. Last year, he didn't really do too much. And we didn't even utilize DeAndre Hopkins. And he was making plays every time we went to him. But we somehow still couldn't put him in the game plan. Now, we still have Tez Walker. I think Tez Walker should get some significant playing time going forward this season because he also proved that he can make plays as well, both with speed and just route running, getting open, making plays. Most of his catches were touchdowns, but somehow, some way, John Harbaugh didn't make sure that he stayed on the field. But I think with a wide receiver core of Zay Flowers, Tez Walker, and then a third that could be a 1A, 1B, it could be Alec Pierce. I would like an Alec Pierce. That would do a lot. That would help a lot. But A.J. Brown would really put it over the top. And if we're serious about winning the Super Bowl, we should be going all in. We should be trying as hard as the Eagles try. You see the moves the Eagles make every year? They make moves every year. Multiple big moves, key moves. They actually try. You know what I'm saying? And you talk about cap space, cap room to teams like the Eagles and the Rams and these other teams that actually show year in and year out that they're serious about not just being competitive, but taking it all the way. When somebody is out there, they actually trying to get them. Doug says we got to have a talk with Bateman. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He also says that AJ's ego would not blend with Lamar. I'm not sure how true that is. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Lamar play with a receiver with, ego problems. I don't really think that it's a problem, though. I just think that players like AJ Brown, they just want the ball. And he deserves to get the ball. And if he's making it, and if he's getting open, if he's making plays, and if he's a top-tier receiver, there should be no reason why, he's not in the game plan to consistently be getting the ball. And now that's something that's been a problem kind of historically for the Baltimore Ravens and something that even Hollywood talked about. And I even seen a video where he was playing Madden against somebody and he threw subs at the Ravens talking about how that's what we do. And we see it. When a player is performing well, making plays out of nowhere, we just don't see them anymore throughout the rest of the game. We just don't see them anymore. They'll be going off, snapping. Like Zay will have a great first half. Second half, we won't see him. Not because he's getting locked up, but just because we're not getting him the ball. The game against the Patriots, Derrick Henry will be snapping. They obviously, clearly cannot stop him. But second half, he's just not getting the ball. And it never makes sense. It never makes sense. Hopefully, that's just a John Harbaugh thing. And now that we have a new coaching regime in here, they'll be more attentive to the situation at hand and what's going on, so that they're not just ignoring who's hot and just doing whatever. Because that's something that has held us back a lot. Doug says hopefully likely gets resigned. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that went out the window when we decided to re-sign Mark Andrews for whatever reason. So far in the poll, everybody has voted that it's a good trade. We got a total of 3 votes. If you have yet to vote, make sure y'all vote. But everybody says yes so far. And I'll reiterate for those that may have missed. I like the talent. I don't like the compensation. I feel like we could have got him or somebody else for less than 2 first-round draft picks. I feel like that's a lot. Yeah. Tim says Bateman and Andrews has to get traded. Andrews shouldn't have been re-signed. we tried to move him last offseason. Nobody wanted him, or at least not for the kind of compensation that the front office would have had accepted. And the thing about both Bateman and Andrews is like, why do we? I mean, Bateman, I get it. That one season, he was like, he played very well. He was in the uptrend. I could see that. But Andrews, nah, that was a bad signing, bro. Because now the way we're looking at it, bro, Kolar about to be a free agent too. Tim says that he feels like we'll resign likely Linderbaum, Lamar. We'll get extended to stretch out the money and trade Andrews and Bateman. I really feel like it'll happen. I feel like that would be a good move. What do you think we would get for trading Andrews and Bateman? Yeah, I feel like they playing with Linderbaum. Hopefully they do end up getting that done because I feel like that's an important signing to get done. The Lamar extension has to happen. I feel like the only reason it hasn't happened yet, I feel like Lamar probably up there holding out like, nah, y'all got to show me that y'all going to make some moves that make some damn sense around here before I agree to extending my time here. But likely, I don't know. I feel like that ship sailed when they decided to re-sign Mark Andrews. I could be wrong. But yeah, with likely slated to be a free agent, and with Charlie Kolar also slated to be a free agent, there's a chance that all we're gonna have is Mark Andrews. And then in that event, either we're gonna have to sign somebody else or just draft 2 more tight ends. I don't know how they're gonna go about this, but we still could use one more good, reliable wide receiver. And we could use when we pick up another tight end in the draft or wherever, it got to be somebody nice because we got to be looking in the long term who's going to be taking his spot whenever he's done playing. Tim says Andrews equals first round and second round. Andrews isn't going for a first round and second round. He's not. If he was going for that much, we would have traded him last offseason when we were shopping him. Andrews maybe in his prime might have went for that high, but now I would say the best probably like a fourth, honestly, maybe a third. But I don't think Andrews within himself is going for a lot. Bateman, 2 second-round picks. I don't see that either. I would see, especially being that Bateman last season underperformed like terribly. Like he underperformed a lot last season. So teams are gonna look at that and be like, I'm not giving up not even 1 second-round pick for that. In my opinion. I could be wrong. Duck says, when is Falala getting cut? He's sick. I don't know. I don't even think he has to get cut. I think he's about to be a free agent. I just think we're just not going to re-sign him. That would be the smart move. I just think we're just not going to re-sign him. But yeah. The remaining moves, you don't need any more pass rushers. We don't need any D tackles, in my opinion. We could get somebody late in the draft, for some depth, but according to the news, Madden BK is coming back. He is returning this season, and we just signed Travis Jones. Those are 2 very solid D tackles. We also re-signed John Jenkins, so we got 3 D tackles right there. Obviously, John Jenkins is older, but he could come in and play some very good run defense at the very least. So now, in my opinion, priority number 1, O-line, specifically the guard positions and a wide receiver. We could address things like cornerback in the draft somewhere. But honestly, I feel like players like Nate Wiggins and Marlon Humphreys will play better this season due to being in a better defensive scheme where, things are more cemented and there's been proven success amongst not just Jesse Minter, but also Anthony Weaver in the league of being able to put together good defensive schemes. I feel like everybody on the defense that looked like they had a down year last year, the majority of them are going to look much better this season going forward. Yeah, Doug. They're saying that Madubuike's career isn't over. Allegedly. I don't think they've came out and like officially announced it, but there's been some, there's been some talk that Madubuike may be good to go. Shout out Bloom. Appreciate you pulling up on YouTube. I may have missed you. Shout out to you though, bro. Doug says he thinks Marlo needs to be traded. He not serious. What would we get if we traded Marlo? I mean, I feel like Marlo would be good if we just if we play him in the slot and get somebody else to play the outside. A lot of the time with Marlo last year, he was just getting beat deep. Like he would be in position even when he was getting like bagged deep. Like pause. That shit could sound crazy, but he was playing pretty good coverage, especially for a lot of confusion there. I feel like he would do well in the slot. We get somebody else to play the outside, I think we'll be good. I'm not sure that if we were to trade him, any compensation we would get would be worth it. Doug says Kyle played outstanding last year, so he's going to be superior this year. Yeah, Kyle played very well. He's had better years, but I think that, you know, the subpar coaching last season also had its effects on him. But yeah, man, I'm not sure how things are going to go. Hopefully, EDC, it's not the end of him being aggressive. G-Man was good. Yes, sir, I'm a Ravens fan. Hopefully, this is not the end of Eric DeCosta being aggressive in the offseason. Hopefully, he trades up some draft picks to get us another first-round pick to where we could draft somebody that we need, that we can use, that will make a difference on our team. Like I don't know. I don't know what the vision is, but we gonna stay locked in. We gonna stay updated and up to date on what the Ravens are doing, what moves the Ravens are making this offseason. Again, love MAXX CROSBY. Not gonna talk about the compensation again. Let's just focus on the positive. It already happened. We got MAXX CROSBY, great player. Hopefully he stays healthy. VHW, yes sir. Appreciate you pulling up. That's what we talking about right now. Hopefully MAXX CROSBY stays healthy. I think that with the coaching, Mike Green will also be able to be coached up even more. It'll be Mike Green, MAXX CROSBY. I think Kyle Van Noy may not be coming back. So, you know, behind MAXX CROSBY and Mike Green, I'm not sure who we still have. But I'm confident. I'm confident in our defense. Our defense will be playing well. And I think that, especially another thing I didn't even mention yet, is just with the added elite pass rush pressure, we're going to be able to see our secondary play significantly better. Because that's another thing that a lot of people don't take into account is it doesn't matter how good your secondary is. If offenses are getting 7 to 10 seconds every time they drop back, of course somebody's going to get open all the time. It's just a matter of time. Now, with a great pass rush can make decent or just solid DBs look even better than what they are because they only have to guard their player for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or however long. Like, this is a good move as far as talent goes. I'm going to keep iterating, like, as far as talent goes. But now all the aggressiveness that I need to see going forward needs to be towards moving up in the draft, acquiring a receiver, and first of all, 2 more guards. It could be 1 veteran guard, 1 rookie guard, 2 veteran guards, and a rookie somewhere in the draft that y'all got faith in. We got to do something. But yeah, that's about it for this stream. Just came on here real quick to like rant a little bit and talk about the move that just happened. If you're watching this post stream, make sure you comment down below what you think about this trade and what you would like to see the Ravens do going forward. Until next time, I'm going to catch y'all. And if y'all enjoy Madden, I got a lot of Madden content on the page that is Ravens centric. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next time.